Honestly, I've reached a point where I'm just tired of massive games that repeat the same experience over and over, and studios pushing us into third-person perspectives where you're just a part of the world with no real control. What's the point of wandering a huge world if I feel like I'm not really affecting it? But today, I've got something completely different. Something that gives me full control over everything in the game world, from a whole new perspective. I'm talking about the isometric view, a perspective that doesn't get nearly enough love. Everything's laid out in front of you, all the details, and every action is in your hands. So, here are the top 10 isometric games on PS5 that will absolutely blow your mind. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of the original Alien movie that came out in 1979. I've watched it multiple times, and every time I tell myself, what if I could live in this terrifying world filled with tension and cold-blooded horror? Well, today, that dream is possible with Aliens: Dark Descent. This game throws you straight into the heart of the alien universe, but not as a mere spectator. You're in control, commanding a squad of colonial marines trapped on the moon Leith, fighting against a terrifying xenomorph outbreak. Every mission is a fight for survival, and every decision you make could be the last for your squad, because death here is permanent. If you lose a marine, they're gone for good. What's even more intense is the game's strategic elements. You have to manage not just your team's health, but their mental stress too. Fear and pressure can mess with your crew's performance, so you're constantly balancing their well-being while trying to outwit the Xenos. Between missions, you return to the USS Otago to regroup, heal up, research new tech, and prepare for the next nightmare. The story is set in 2198, after the USS Otago crashes on Leith, and you quickly realize that the xenomorphs aren't the only threat. There's a mysterious cult and rogue Weyland-Yutani agents making things even more complicated. Aliens: Dark Descent is a true Alien fan's dream come true. A tense, tactical, and terrifying experience. If you love the dark atmosphere, tough decisions, and high-stakes action, this game brings that world to life like never before. Hades is definitely one of the best games for PS5. Honestly, when I first heard about it, I wasn't expecting to get hooked. But once I jumped into its world, boom, I found myself playing for hours without even realizing it. The story? You play as Zagreus, the rebellious prince of the underworld, trying to escape his father Hades' realm. Every time you die, you start over, but with new weapons and abilities that make you stronger. It's this constant cycle of growth, where each death becomes a chance to get further, and it keeps the excitement endless. The gameplay? Fast, fluid, and so much fun. Every attack, every dash, every move feels strategic. And what I love most is how the gameplay perfectly integrates with the story. Death isn't the end in Hades, it's just another opportunity to get stronger, and each time you progress, you uncover more about the narrative and the characters, like Zeus, Athena, and Poseidon. The art style? Stunning. The colors and the world of the underworld are absolutely gorgeous, and the music? It's so perfectly crafted, it really gets your adrenaline going. Hades was a pleasant surprise, and now it's honestly one of the most addictive games I've played. If you haven't played it yet, trust me, give it a shot. Hades truly deserves its place as one of the best PS5 games. I want to talk about Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, a game that takes the dark, grim universe of 40K and puts it in a stunning isometric perspective. Instead of being in the thick of the action, you get a strategic overview of the battlefield, letting you plan every move like a true commander. You play as a rogue trader, granted an imperial charter to explore the mysterious Coronis expanse. Every decision you make affects the story and your companions, who come from different 40K factions, each with their own motives, backgrounds, and secrets. Combat is turn-based tactical, with a party of 6 characters. Every fight demands careful planning, positioning, abilities, and even managing your void ship for exploration and battles. The game captures the dark, war-torn feel of Warhammer 40K while giving you total tactical control in a beautiful isometric view. The world is packed with detail, the writing reflects the lore perfectly, and every choice makes you feel like a real leader navigating a dangerous galaxy. Rogue Trader isn't just a game, it's an immersive, isometric, tactical experience where every moment counts. If you're into cyberpunk worlds and love the idea of solving mysteries in a high-tech future, Gamedec is a game you've got to check out. Imagine living in a future where most of humanity spends its time inside immersive virtual reality worlds. Sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? That's exactly the world you dive into in Gamedec. Set in Warsaw City in the 22nd century, the game lets you step into the shoes of a private detective, a Gamedec, tasked with solving crimes in these virtual worlds. What makes it stand out? No combat at all. Instead, it's all about using your wits, talking to NPCs, gathering evidence, and deducing the truth. You'll explore different storylines, and your choices really shape how things unfold, making it highly replayable. It's got this film noir-inspired cyberpunk aesthetic, which adds so much atmosphere as you navigate this futuristic world. The isometric perspective adds to the immersion, making it feel like you're in an old-school detective movie, just with a high-tech twist. What I really love is that the game is heavily narrative-driven, so it's all about the story, the characters, and the choices you make. So, if you're a fan of futuristic detective stories and you love diving deep into choices and consequences, Gamedec will absolutely pull you in. It's got that cyberpunk vibe with an intellectual twist, totally a game for those who enjoy thinking through problems and discovering the truth behind virtual crimes. Disco Elysium, a game that hits you the moment you open your eyes. You wake up, broken, dizzy, and completely lost. And the first thing you ask yourself is, who am I? And what happened to me? The isometric perspective gives you a clear view of Revachol, but somehow the game digs way deeper than what you see. It goes straight into your mind. You're not just walking through the city, you're walking through your own thoughts. Every skill is a voice, one pushing you forward, one doubting you, one reminding you of the things you're trying to forget. And suddenly, you start asking yourself, do I trust this voice? Should I act on this instinct? Am I making things worse? The investigation isn't just a murder case, it's a confrontation with yourself. Sometimes you fail a skill check and think, why? Am I not strong enough? Or is the story bigger than me? You meet strange, broken, powerful characters, each one making you pause and think about your next step. Revachol feels cold, worn down, heavy with history. Every corner tells a story. And my advice? Don't rush it. Read everything. Feel the mood. Let the dialogues punch you, confuse you, maybe even comfort you. Because every choice really does change who you become. Disco Elysium is a game you see from above, but you live it from the inside. And when you finish, you're left with one question. Did I truly uncover the truth? Or am I still lost like the first day? Diablo IV drops you straight into a world that doesn't forgive. From the first moment, you feel the darkness, the danger, every step calculated against you. You're in Sanctuary, a broken land soaked in despair. And Lilith has returned. Not just an enemy, but a force reshaping the chaos itself. Combat hits like a storm. Whether you're a barbarian smashing skulls or a necromancer raising the dead, every swing, every spell, every dodge matters. You dive into procedurally generated dungeons, hunt for loot, build your character your way, and every run makes you stronger, hungrier for more. The world is massive, terrifyingly alive. Suddenly, a world boss emerges, massive, brutal, surrounded by dozens of players. One wrong move, and it's over. PvP adds another layer. You walk with confidence, until another player appears from the shadows and reminds you, in this world, you're always a target. With the Vessel of Hatred expansion, the game goes deeper. New class, new region, insane endgame content. Every moment keeps you on the edge, whispering, just one more run. Imagine waking up one day and discovering something strange in your mind. A parasite threatening your life and twisting every decision you make. This is where your journey in Baldur's Gate 3 begins. From the very first moment, you feel the weight of every step, every dialogue choice, and every action. The world around you is alive, reacting to you, making you feel like you're living the story firsthand. The game is presented from an isometric perspective, giving you a full view of the environment and making every movement and tactic feel meaningful. Decisions are tough. Do you confront enemies head-on or manipulate situations from the shadows? Every choice leaves an impact, and every moment is full of tension and surprises that make you wonder, did I do the right thing? Companions aren't just tools. They have emotions, stories, and secrets that affect you in ways you'll feel deeply. Combat is strategic and precise. Every strike, spell, and maneuver matters, and the environment itself plays a role. Every encounter delivers a real sense of victory or defeat. Baldur's Gate 3 isn't just a game. It's a true isometric adventure, packed with emotion, making every moment feel like it truly matters. Alright guys, let me tell you about Path of Exile, a game I really didn't want to try at first. I was like, nah, not my thing, and I almost skipped it entirely. But after hearing everyone rave about it, I decided to give it a shot. And boom, I'm hooked. Now I can't stop playing. This game is a top-down action RPG, where you play as an exile in this dark, gritty world full of monsters, gods, and chaos. But what really grabbed me was the customization. I mean, you've got this massive passive skill tree shared across all classes, meaning you can build your character any way you want. Whether you want to be a tank, a glass cannon, or something totally unique, it's all possible. And the skills? Oh man, you don't just get abilities like most RPGs. You get these skill gems that you socket into your gear, and then you can modify them with support gems to create insane combos. It's like a puzzle and combat all rolled into one, and trust me, it feels so satisfying when you get it right. Then there's the economy. No gold in this game. Instead, you trade with currency items like orbs and scrolls. That's right, it's a bartering system where you're not just buying gear, you're using these items to modify and enhance your equipment. It's so different from anything else out there, and it really gets you thinking. And I'm telling you, every season brings fresh content. You finish the main campaign and unlock the Atlas of Worlds, a system that gives you randomized dungeons with powerful bosses and better loot. Each time you dive back in, it feels like a brand new challenge. Stepping into a frozen wasteland where every breath feels heavy and every decision hits harder than the last. That's Wasteland 3. You're not just playing a game, you're leading a squad of desert rangers trying to survive the chaos of post-apocalyptic Colorado, and trust me, nothing here is simple. The combat? It's isometric turn-based strategy at its finest. Every move, every shot, every ability matters. You use cover, environmental hazards, and even your armored vehicle, the Kodiak, to turn impossible fights into clutch victories. And when you win, you feel it. When you lose, yeah, it stings. But the real punch comes from the choices. This world reacts to everything you do. Help someone, betray someone, save a faction, wipe another out, your decisions echo through the entire story. Characters remember what you did, places change, missions open or disappear, and sometimes you sit there thinking, did I really just make things worse? And if you play co-op, it gets even crazier. Your actions affect your friend's world, their quests, their outcomes. It feels messy, human, and incredibly real. Look, when I talk today about the Ascent, you need to know, this isn't just a game. You're stepping into a massive cyberpunk city, full of life and chaos. You start as a lowly worker enslaved by a powerful corporation, and suddenly, the entire system collapses. The city erupts into chaos. Rival factions fight for control, and you're right in the middle, trying to uncover the truth and survive. The action here is intense. The twin-stick shooter combat lets you aim and control every shot, whether you're taking enemies from afar or using cover to stay alive. And the world? Totally destructible. Explosions, debris, every battle leaves its mark. It feels alive, like the city is reacting to you. But it's not just combat. You can fully customize your character, upgrade your cyberware, and hack with your cyberdeck to access locked areas. Every mission, every fight, every loot drop makes you stronger and more powerful in this chaotic world. The best part? You can play solo or with up to 3 friends in local or online co-op, and traveling the open world is seamless with no loading interruptions. The Ascent isn't just a game, it's a full-on cyberpunk experience that makes you feel every danger, every thrill, and every bit of chaos around you.